Hello, everyone. Hello, Kate, everyone, Jason.
Hello, hello. Hey, Rich. I'm excited for tonight's space.
Hello, everyone.
Whoops.
Hello, Kate.
I always forget to mute my computer. Oh, there we go. Sorry for the echo there. Okay. Yes, we have a lot on the agenda today, and I'm excited to get started and catch up with everybody. And we have some cool announcement and a fun topic today that we can really get into. So yeah, we're just waiting for our third co-host, who hopefully is in attendance, but he will be here shortly, I'm sure. All right, and welcome everyone who's the early joiners. We love you. Go ahead and repost the space, reply in the purple pill, and request to speak so we can get a full stage up here and get this place filled up so we can have an awesome discussion, get to know each other about why we're here, why are we on X, why are you on X, what's your motivation for posting, coming here every day and hanging out. So I know I have a great story. Rich has got a great story, and if Christopher shows up, he'll have a good one.
Oh, he's probably racking his brain to come up with today's poll. He's feeling the stress right now.
Well, I just got a notification that he did post a poll, but that's interesting. He posted the poll before he came to the space, unless he's glitched out and he's here. I just can't see him.
No, I don't see him either, unless, he's pretty smart. Maybe he's doing some tricks on us or something.
Yeah, does he have an alt account? Okay, so I want to let everyone know I am also streaming this on Facebook and on YouTube tonight. And if you're not familiar with X Spaces, I want to invite you over here. The link you'll find in the description of the video you're watching here. And you can come over here and join this live conversation. This is happening live. So you can come in and be a part of it. So I hope you will consider it. The link will take you right here. If you don't have an X account, you'll probably need to create one and log in first, and then you can come right over. Okay, there we go. I see Christopher. I'll invite him up.
And yeah, if you are listening on one of those other platforms and you're not on X, you are missing out. So please come over here, join us on X, pop into this space, chat with us, get to know people. This is all about why are you on X. So give it a good listen because you're going to find some good reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, the greatest thing about X for me is it can be anything I want it to be, right? So whatever you want out of this platform, you can create or make or get. That's what's so awesome about this place. And I want to welcome Joe to the stage. We've got Disco Papa here, and we've got Elon's alien pet. So we've got some regulars in the house. We've got Dev down there. And who else is that? We got Chad and we've got Jason. So good to see you guys. You're welcome to come on up here and hang out and tell us why you're here, why you're on X. It'd be great to chat with you as well. And then we've got this poll. I mean, Christopher's on top of it. I mean, he was a little bit late to the space, but he got the poll done.
It was glitching out on me. I couldn't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see you until basically when I sent the mic to you is when I first saw you. So yeah, tell us about this poll here.
Well, this is an amazing poll that Grok came up with, and I am now taking credit for officially. Which movie characters would you replace the heads of Mount Rushmore with? And your options are the cast from Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, and Puss in Boots, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Golden Girls, or the Avengers. And I'm going to be interested to see the results because I'm not sure what people would pick.
Well, there's only one answer.
So. Yeah, I know you're going to pick the Golden Girls. Yeah.
Well, you don't need to give it away at the beginning here. But that's a fun poll. And again, this is critical that you come and at least vote on the poll. If you're not in the community, I will be monitoring the community to be able to let you in. So you can post or respond to the poll or add your thoughts to the poll. And then also Rich has a question he's going to pin up here
Yes.
in a moment.
Well, I
and that-
can't actually. If you could
Oh.
pin that for me, or Christopher, I posted it in the community. I'm on my computer, and
Okay.
I cannot find out how to pin stuff to the Jumbotron from PC. Like, there's no option for me.
Oh yeah, that has to be done on the phone. Christopher, how do you do it?
The little, where the bottom right hand corner where you hit share, hit that, and then the top option is share to space.
No, I know how to do it. How do
Hmm.
you do it on PC?
Just make, well, you got to make the post first, like, so put that in as a reply, and then and then it should be an option.
Okay,
I can
like
put it up
tech
there.
support right now. Like, of course he's already posted it.
I can't see it. I can't see
Okay,
it. That's why I
restart.
said
It's okay.
that.
Restart your computer.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'll pin it. Everybody calm down. Everyone calm down.
No, you don't need to pin it. He should pin it. He's going to put it up.
No, I'm not able to, Christopher.
There, I did it. I did
heard,
it.
No. I'm taking it down. It's the principle of the thing.
All right. Anyway, so the question of the day, Rich, you can present that. I pinned it for you. This is a great one, I think. And, we want to keep, I think keeping it kind of light this month because of the holidays, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress going on. We're going to keep these spaces, pretty light and fun. Sometimes we get really into the weeds and the seriousness of everything, but we're going to keep this fun and really explain, why we're on X. So go ahead, Rich, you present it.
Yes, I'm in the mood for fun, and I like the reasoning because it is the holidays, and a lot of us are distracted, just like you said, and a lot of us just don't have time for extra collaborative projects right now. So I thought it'd be great for us just to talk about why we are on X. I know that some other spaces have discussed this before, people have posted about it before, but hey, let's talk about it now. Everybody has their own reasons, and it's good for us to share those reasons. And as we talk about it and as we share those reasons, we get to know each other, and we learn little insights about each other that maybe can lead to future collaborative projects outside of the holidays. So please come up, talk to us, request the mic, share your reasons why you're here, what brought you here, what you hope to gain from being on X. Maybe you're just having fun, maybe you're networking, maybe this is the first social website you've ever been on, and so you're just trying to learn how to use social media. So yeah, come on up, chat with us.
Yeah, fantastic. And this is such a fun thing to get into. So I don't know, should we as the host start this off? We got Disco Papa who's excited to get started, threw his hand up really early on. So maybe we'll go to Disco Papa. He's been a regular in the spaces community the past couple of weeks. I've been seeing him around. It's been awesome getting to know him better. So why don't you kick this off? How are you doing tonight?
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rich. So I just saw your message when I was waking up. Mind you, here it's Australia. It's about 10 o'clock.
Well, good
11?
morning.
Yeah. So I saw your message and I say, hey, this should be interesting because anytime Kate is hosting or co-hosting, it's civilized. The spaces are civilized. I didn't realize it's going to be recorded, which it got me out of guard. But because when I wake up, I'm not a very good speaker. In fact, I'm actually scared of speaking. And one of the reasons that I decided, one of the reasons was that I wanted to, besides finding out good people, like it was in back in the days when Twitter was still good in 2009, which is when I joined. The other reason was that I wanted to maybe learn how to speak better in these spaces, but not all spaces, unlike this one, are appropriate for you to learn how to speak. So that's my reason, and many others. But the reason you said, Kate, was great. You stole my reason. So yeah, I feel the same as you do. You can do anything, and it's my wish, being a blogger in 2009, was smashed, and now I'm reliving it. So I'm writing articles, ideas pouring, just because of this community, and it's great. I hope to that everyone feels and shares a similar sentiment. Okay, that's it.
Well, good morning to you. Get some coffee in you or tea or whatever you drink over there. And yeah, I hope you could share again a little bit more detail about what you're, you're talking about your articles and other things, but we'd love to get to know you more. But I'll take the pressure off you for a little bit.
Y-
How about that?
One last thing before I
Sure.
let everyone speak, and I'm not going to be interrupting anymore. I wanted to join very quick, say something very quick, and then listen to you, because actually I'm writing an article. I've been writing an article for 2 days, and I just don't want it to be bad. I want it to be really, really good and genuine, and so I haven't published it. And so if I don't reply to these great answers that they're going to for sure coming up, because I am very much tempted to always answer and participate. But if I don't think that I'm not listening, I'm just writing. I want to get this article out, okay? So because it's been a while since I haven't published anything, so that you won't say this guy is just faking it.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good luck with that article. And if you happen to publish it before the space ends, you can definitely talk about it and share it here so we can get a
Yeah.
first look at it.
Thank you very much, Kate.
You bet. You bet. And we've got another new friend here up on stage with his hand up. I believe Alex is also in Australia. So is it good morning to you as well, Alex? How are you?
Hi, Kate. You're a little bit off on the geography there. It is the morning. It is 10 past midnight, but it's the UK.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna
I'm
say
so
UK.
sorry about that. I try to keep track of everybody, but it's difficult. So yes, the other way around. So you're up late. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, no, great. It's one of those geolocator things that you need to maybe put on the app. Just have one of those beep 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 beep. Where's this caller coming from? And then you can just go. It's Manchester, England.
I love it.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that would be great.
Well, at least you know who you're talking to. Anyway, I was just going to say the opening comment from Rich Stroke Elon was really interesting, where you were saying about just come up and have your say. And I know these spaces will get recorded and played back, but I've got to a point where I just think, well, do you know what? You get to a certain age, and you try and guide people the way you best you can, and do your bit for your kids, community, your friends, and one thing and another. And at the end of the day, if you're a voice that's lost, you're a voice that's lost. But the reason why I come on here, because it's not a voice that's lost, it's a voice that is amplified. So I like it for that purpose, because you get to speak to people of all walks of life, of different cultures, of different countries, and you can share your opinion. They may not agree with you, but at least it's out there. So you're not sitting in silence and wallowing in your own self-pity for whatever thing, if something's gone wrong or something's not going quite right for the, in your life for the moment. So what I was going to say to you is the Notre Dame unveiling after its reconstruction and its rebuild was really touching for me. And this is the weird thing. This is where I find myself in a little bit of a paradox, really, because I'm atheist by belief, but I visited that place in 1999 on the run up to the millennium. And I went in there on a Sunday, and you've got the congregation that are in the building, and then the rear of the church has an in and an out, so you can just like walk in and walk out for the tourists. But the congregation is the thing, and the ceilings are huge. The architectural marvel of that place is absolutely off the charts. So 5 years ago, and I posted this recently, like literally minutes ago, in my timeline, and to see that place reconstructed. And we look about SpaceX and Tesla and all things of the future, but what you can't deny is the things of the past, which you have to give a little bit of credit for, in terms of the love and the passion and the belief that was those things were built from. And Notre Dame specifically, that place was built with nothing but love and just attention to detail. The place was like it's one of the most amazing things that I went to. And I don't know if it lays on ley line. I'm not specifically into that, but the energy that I got from that place when I went into it, I went out the back. It probably took 2 minutes because the congregation they're singing and they're doing the things like mid prayer. I think I walked in the right time, but when you go in on Sunday as a tourist, you literally just walk in and it's a very slow line. You go in one door and out the other. You can give a donation if you want, and you get a moment to absorb what what you're feeling in there, and it's something that's really quite special. And I wouldn't want to say from a religious perspective because I don't believe in that, but it's definitely from a spiritual perspective. And if you've got your own belief in your own self, where you can believe that you can do anything that you want, that's the difference between the two things. Anyway, moving on. When I saw that unveiled again, over the last couple of days, and I just thought, oh, that's 5 years of dedication and hard work, bringing it back to its architectural grandeur that it deserves in the centre of France. And at the moment, there's loads of political issues going on all over the place, and you just think that is like a bastion of good news. It's fantastic news, and that only got triggered by what Rich was saying about the holiday season. I think
how amazing would it be to go there?
Yeah, exactly.
This time of year, it just be so inspiring.
Yeah, exactly. So you go there at Christmas time, and it is obviously it's a Christian holiday, but just to be there, and just imagine if it started snowing, and the street lamps are out, and you were there romantically with a significant other, and you'd be thinking, this life is made for me. You just be going there, and it wouldn't even cost you that much. It would, you could go there probably from the UK, probably spend a little weekend away, 400 quid, something like that, on a nice weekend away, and it would be absolutely the most fantastic experience. The reason why I found myself there in 1999 is because I was with my still kind of legally joined partner, if you want to call it that, but we have been separated for a number of years, and we've got 2 beautiful children. But we went there on a 4-day weekend, and visiting Notre Dame was something that was so special. To see it burn down was absolutely heartbreaking, but by the same token, 5 years on, was absolutely amazing, and it's just given me just like faith in humanity. So I'll just leave it there for a minute and let everybody else speak. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Alex. And if you said you had a post about it, please feel free to put that down in the purple pill below so we can check that out and support your content. And I hope you maybe plan another trip there. It sounds like you kind of want to go check it out, bring the wife and maybe the kiddos, and visit again and see it. And then you can share it with us too, by taking pictures and putting them on your timeline.
Yeah, how was the reopening, Elon? I mean, Rich.
No, I was just going to chime in and say that while Alex was talking about Notre Dame, I was on his page looking at his content, and he has like this light show that they put on in the front of Notre Dame, and listening to him passionately talk about Notre Dame while I was watching that light show, it went really well together. So like you could do a total voiceover and post that. Anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, and the I think Micah posted down below the time scale that the stuff was built on. They weren't thinking about the next 10, 15 years. They were thinking about 100 years in the future, beyond, doing something for to be completed that they would never see, and they knew that when they were building it. So it's an incredible architecture. I've never been myself. I hope to someday go to Paris and see all that stuff, because it would just be amazing to see that and the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower, etc. Just to experience that would be amazing. So yes, if you are in Europe, and like Alex was saying, in the UK, you can make a weekend trip out of it. Very lucky to do that. I've been to New York City, and I think it's St. Mark's Cathedral. I want to say that's in New York City is beautiful, beautiful as well. A nice one to visit if that's within striking distance. And of course, New York City at Christmas time is it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Everyone put that on everyone's bucket list. It's an amazing experience. So thanks so much for sharing that. We're gonna keep moving around the room here, and we've got Elon's alien slime pet in the house. How are you?
I'm good.
So what's happening? How's your account doing? You were here a little over a week ago, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago now, and we got Love Cloud to help you out with some things on your account. So how are things going with that?
It was going good, but I don't know if X did a bot sweep or what, because I lost like 100 followers in 4 days.
Yeah, they did. A lot of people have reported about that.
I was like, holy crap. Yeah. And the reason why I'm here on X is because YouTube views were and this was the only way to get news and follow Elon and his companies. So I
Yes.
came here for that.
Personally, can I just chime in? I wouldn't worry about the bot sweep and losing followers because they're fake in the first place. So you're not lost anything, have you?
Not very much, but it was just something that was just shocking to notice, but it's all right. I would rather have no bots than have bots, so
Exactly.
because the bots
So,
just let you down.
so you had a YouTube account and it wasn't doing very well. Do you still post to YouTube? Do you try to like do a little bit of both now, or are you trying to primarily focus on X now?
I post to both, but I noticed that X does better views than YouTube has.
Yeah, I've noticed that for sure. My YouTube account sucks. What do you notice, Kate? Kate's pretty active on YouTube, I think, right, Kate?
Well, I'm so obsessed with X that I do neglect my other accounts, especially when I start getting kind of busy with like life and such. And I am very busy with life and such at the moment. So X gets my attention that I don't give to Christopher, then I give to X, comes out, comes after him. And then, yeah, so hopefully I can get back into posting on YouTube. I do stream this to YouTube as well because I really want to get people here and to understand how really awesome this platform is and how fun, especially spaces are, this format to just start meeting people and connecting with other people on here.
I actually got one of my mom's friends recently to consider getting a here on X, and she told me she'll let me know when to help her set up her X account.
That's cool. So what do you think, like, why does she maybe want to come on here, or what do you think it would be
I
good?
told her how much I get my news so much quicker on
Yeah.
here than the legacy media and like the news channels and everything. So she's like, maybe I should get on there and
Get deplugged from the matrix. Yeah.
I know that's one thing that you do notice when you start being really active on here, when you start seeing posts and you read it and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. And then the next day it's in like a news article or shows up on Apple News and you're just like, wait a minute.
And it's
or
good that
X.
way because you see the spin afterwards instead of, before.
X
Yeah.
also tells you news that the legacy media doesn't.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Alex, feel free to jump in. I know sometimes we get in trouble for interrupting each other, but it seems like we're um, pretty relaxed. So if you have something to add to the conversation, please feel free to jump in.
No, thanks for that. I mean, sometimes, doing these spaces, it's sometimes you walk into a war zone and everybody like literally sets on like a pack of dogs, and then sometimes people just don't say anything afterwards. So you're wrong if you do, and you're wrong if you don't. So sometimes it's just polite to put your hand up and gauge what the rules are, and if the rules of engagement are you can just chime in whenever you want, then that's great because that's what normal conversation is. And sometimes if you get a bit of a heated debate, depending on what the subject matter is, the moment gets lost. So if you don't have that, I mean, don't get me wrong, the chaotic spaces where they're just talking about random nonsense, where people just shouting over each other and they're not even gaining any information from what other people are saying, because the ones that want to say something are chimed out by the people who are shouting over them, and then the people that are kind of just railroading people into being quiet. And that's not the free speech thing, is it? It's like, take your turn, say what you say. If you don't like it, well, just do one and don't be part of it. If you do like it, then give it a thumbs up and then carry on to the next speaker. So I think without being kind of rabbiting on for like too long, I was just going to say, Kate, specifically, you said you were obsessed by Twitter. Sorry, obsessed by X.
Ooh.
I know. I have to check myself all the time. I check myself all the time, but it's force of habit. Good God, especially with Rich in the room. Goof. You know what I mean? I don't want to get booted. I don't want to get booted. You know what I'm saying? It's just Twitter X. You know
Gets
what I mean?
shadow banned.
Yeah, exactly. Shadow banned. Yeah. So, but what I was going to say, going back to the architecture thing of like churches and one thing and another, all you have to do is look globally. And we've moved on, haven't we? You know, the Earth has been around for 4.23 billion years, depending on who you believe. And it's only in the latest time where we built these monoliths where they are a place to worship, and they were built with love and intention. And the architecture and the masonry and the woodwork and the love and the talent that went into building these places is absolutely fucking phenomenal. And you look at these places and they take all walks of life and they take all shapes, but fundamentally they're a cross, aren't they? You know, if you look at the footprint of most churches, they usually take the form of a cross. If you look at it from you've got a long body where the congregation is, and you've got the two side wings and one thing and another. And I find it phenomenal. And it doesn't matter the topography of the land, it doesn't matter where you are. It's, generally speaking, it is. But we've evolved in this time, and we've got unfortunately social media is kind of like ruined this next stage of life. So we need to think, well, where are we going to go from here? Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, religion won't pave the way for us. And it might be controversial to say, and I upset a lot of people, especially in Irish spaces, because they're devout Catholics and one thing and another. But it's
yeah, I'm gonna interrupt you a little bit because I want to get to the other people here who are speaking, but I love your point, and I think that could make a really good post, because look, what we establish on social media or any kind of digital format, will it last? Will it be around in 100 years, 200 years, 300 years? What is the legacy of it, right? And it's something interesting to think about, because they use words on here like building and growing, and all these words that are, none of this is like, you can't touch it, you can't see it, so I like this concept that you're talking about and how it could apply to social media. It's very interesting. But
there's no building on here that's going to be permanent any more than if it was permanent with, like people wanting to go back to the old posts on MySpace. It's all fleeting. It's all, it's all topical.
My live journal is gone.
Where you have a live journal? Can
it's somewhere out there. But we're going to go around to the hands, because we've got lots of really great people here in the room. I believe Love Cloud, you were next up. And then we'll go to Dev, who's been trying to come up and down this whole time. But Love Cloud, you're up. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? I mean, I'm on X for all your guys' shenanigans and Dev's tree that he's making for Greg and his subs and all that madness. And, people like Hoops that are giving everybody advice. And Alex, it's good to see you again. You were definitely in a war space that I was in with you last time we were in there, because that place was a madhouse.
That was fun. I cracked the whip in that room. That was fun.
Well, no, like we were in
another
one
one?
too. Yeah, that got even crazier. And then I was in another space last night that was absolutely unhinged, guys. Like the host was AFK, and anybody could grab a mic, and like a whole team of, I don't even want to get into it, but we'll just say some people with a special symbol that dislike a certain color of people jumped in there. So, like it got bad.
Devout
yeah,
Catholics.
To get to an actual point, all of these spaces, I mean, people talk about like content farming and interaction farming and all that stuff. Everything you do is that. And I mean, you have to represent yourself in these spaces. I mean, and you're going to have people that are there for money. You're going to have bullies. You're going to have victims. You're going to have all of those things. So you have to accept that. You have to play around with those things. And like, that's one thing you'll see about me is like, I spit the same message no matter who you are. I'm not going to go into a DM and say a different thing than I say to your face. Like, that's not who I am. Like, and if you have a beef with me, please talk to me about it. If there's some issue, please talk to me about it. There's probably a miscommunication or something. But don't go around, which has happened to me, and some people can back this up. Don't go around and be toxic venom snake and tell people like untrue stories and things that weren't actual. And then I hear later, oh, well, I heard this. And then, oh, well, I blocked you. And then I unblocked you. And well, they told me this. And I'm like, so why didn't you talk to me? What is this? Like high school drama? How old are we, people? Like, come on, man. That's not how any of us should be living. Like, it's about fun. It's about content. It's about connection. Like, anything that happens between like me and some other person shouldn't be affecting other people. That's the thing I hated the most about it, is it impacted other people, other sub chats, other spaces for nothing. All because somebody decided to be super toxic and didn't want to talk it out, like, and try to put me on blast, you know? So be careful. All this stuff's around. Like, distorted reality sucks. I love all of you. I hope all of you have an amazing day or night or wherever you are with your time zone. And I put a couple new funny songs out, like the bacon pancake rap and the big pop rap that's got a whole bunch of hilarious references like Seinfeld and stuff in it. So have a good day.
Awesome. Yeah, share that.
Sorry, can I just chirp in there before the hands? Just to reply to Love there. He was right. I felt that us two were backed into a corner, and you almost had like to fight your way out of it. And it was like, what are we doing this for? It's ridiculous, really. So anyway, thank you, man, for the mention. It was yeah, it was a funny time, but I think we won.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, sometimes it's kind of fun to get into these like spicy rooms a little bit, you know, and you do want to check yourself, because what I find is if I get a little bit heated or emotional about something, I kind of just like mute the mic or drop down the listener or maybe even leave the space, because look, you don't really need to expel that kind of energy. It's you can always come here and hang out and have a chill hangout sesh, get some positive feedback, you know, share something that you've got going on and have a good time. And then you can go in the other spaces and, you know, get in a good debate with somebody and get heated and or have a discussion, go back and forth. But I do caution about just getting really like emotional, whether it's anger or frustration or me, I just start crying live on the air. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. But
you do that for your live journal.
Yeah, that was my live journal. No, I did that when I DM premium. But that's a funny story. But the you know, that's where for me, it kind of crosses the line. And like, then I can just remove, like, that's what power we do have, is we can just remove ourselves. And it's like so much different than being like in a room with somebody where it's like, okay, I have to physically leave the room. We can just like turn our phone off, turn off the app and, you know, reset and everything. So just for a nice.
We can, Kate. But I would challenge you to discuss with the person and try to break through that instead of just shutting people off, because that's the problem we live in today, to be honest, is people just shut stuff off, turn the feed off, turn the TV off, but we don't want to deal with it. We're too sensitive.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I get it. What my point is, no, I like to get into discussions with people. I think anyone who comes to my spaces kind of knows that when we do get people who kind of maybe go against what I have to say, which I do appreciate, because I don't want to be like the deity up on altar, that everything is right. I want to hear some like pushback on what I say, honestly. And I do appreciate that. So I do actually appreciate what you just said. And I just I caution just that above beyond reaction, just
discernment, right?
Yeah. I think we all know where that line is. It's different for everybody.
Do you think that hearing impaired people do that all the time? They just mute everyone. Do you think they have a more calm existence?
Yeah, probably. Oh my God, look at everybody's hands are up. We got to get around the room. Enough of me yapping. Dev, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. The question is, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can anyone else
hear you?
Okay, good. Yeah, I had so many issues.
I gotta rejoin.
I had so many issues trying to stay up on stage and just listen to people, because I'd noticed that it'd go quiet, and then I'm like, I see emojis though, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, either way, I'm gonna keep trying. But I did just get home, so I'm gonna keep this short. I'm sure you can hear my son in the background. He's super excited to see me, so I'm gonna spend some time with him actually before I go to work. You want to say hi, buddy? Yeah, you say hi.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody. There's people all over the world. You say hi. Well, no. Oh, there you go. There we go. Okay, so I'll keep it short. He is the biggest reason why I'm here. Building what I'm building in air quotes, which is really just a lot of awareness and an audience, but it's around things like anything that has to do with the human experience, which is what we're all going through. And I'm here to connect, inspire, and grow, and help others do the same. It's just something that I really want to do with my time, is be able to engage in meaningful conversations. And I'm a really positive guy. I'm an optimist by default, and I want to share that. So I'm building a community around positivity and curiosity, personal growth. Whether it's uplifting someone here or sparking a thought or just being part of someone's day, I'm here because I know small actions can create big ripples. And plus, X lets me stay close to the pulse of what's happening in the world. You guys were talking about it. We get our news here first. We are the media. We can let people in our IRL bubbles know what's going on before, it's too late in some cases, before the narrative has been spun. But it's also a place where I can learn, laugh, and contribute to something that I feel is way bigger than myself. So I'm not just here for me. I'm here for my family, the connections, the challenges, and a chance to make a difference. One post and one day at a time. And that is my bit.
And if you don't follow him, you should. He's hilarious and posts a bunch of silly memes, and he's just genuinely a good guy.
Agreed. And they've host some amazing spaces as well. They're the Wednesday one. Is that a regular one, or are you kind of just doing it when you can? Or was it Thursday?
Yeah, right now, nothing is really set schedule wise. I'm very off the cuff with what I'm doing, because I'm just so busy with work and trying to find a replacement job for these 2 jobs that I'm working. One of them is extremely toxic, and I am planning the move right now, every day. So as far as my spaces go, you can expect to have or see one on Mondays or Tuesdays. Those are my days off right now. But I've been doing some stuff with other creators here on the platform, like Not Unique, Aura. I've been doing one with her on Saturdays, but we didn't do one this weekend because she had something to do. But yeah, I'm honestly, I just talked about it the other day. I held a impromptu space when I got off work because I wasn't really having the greatest time, and I wanted to vent it out. And by the time I was done venting, nobody had joined. I went to go title the space to let people know, because it's recorded. I record all of my spaces unless I'm letting people know I'm not. But as I was going to close the space, somebody joined and then another person joined. So I stuck around for a little bit. We ended up having like 400 people in that space. One of them was the Brooklyn Brawler. He's a WWE star. And I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about the way that I'm doing it that I just enjoy. I'm like, maybe I don't need to plan it so much right now, but what works for me isn't going to work for everybody. I'm just out here trying to be myself. That's like one of the biggest reasons why I like X, is because this platform allows me to be me, like authentically. All of my imperfections and my awesomeness combined, like I can just be here. So I'm trying to let other people know, like, hey, it's working for me. I wish you'd give it a shot, because I want to see more real people on here. I want to see them succeeding. I want to be able to connect with them. I know you guys feel the same way I do. You're probably seeing a lot of the same content out there right now, and it's all geared towards the wave of people coming in who are like, how can I get monetized? How can I grow? How can I get verified followers? Well, if they listen to me, I could tell them it just takes time. There's no shortcuts, and if you take shortcuts, you're gonna pay for it later, because you're gonna find out why it won't work for you later. You're gonna think, oh, this feels so
100%,
good.
mate. 100%. I agree with that 100%, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
So just be you, do you. If you see spaces that I'm hosting, hop in, grab a mic. I always tell people, if you are not confident in speaking, but you want to be, like, grab the mic anyways and just sit up on the stage and be quiet. If you feel like raising your hand and saying something, do so. But like, read the room. If it's one of those things where you're not sure if you should raise your hand, I mean, ask. Like, there's like my spaces, I try and make comfortable for people, because I want people to succeed here, and I want them to grow. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I
I
just want
think.
to say,
Go
real
ahead.
quick, I just want to say I do a lot of different stuff, and I don't do that content, but I've been spanked a few times, and it's okay. I'm starting to like it a little bit. I might be breaking a few rules, bending a few laws, but I'm meeting a lot more cool people real quick. And like you said, you met that WWE guy. I met the guy whose freaking house Siri was launched in last night at 3:40 in the morning, talking to him about all kinds of crazy stuff, from like Apple headsets and like new like holographic stuff coming out next year. You never know who you're going to talk to. This place is amazing. Be yourself.
Yeah, you never know who's listening. There's a lot of anonymous accounts here, right? And you don't know who it is behind that anonymous account for the most part. And if you are an anonymous account, we do have some people who use, avatars and things instead of their faces here, but they still are coming up here and talking as themselves, sharing some things about themselves. And Rich is going through a little bit of an X crisis about his profile picture.
Yes, I'm in turmoil.
Identity crisis. Yes.
But we can discuss that sometime. But we've got so many amazing people up here, so I want to make sure we can get to everybody, give them a chance to tell us why they're here on X and share anything else that's going on. I believe Disco Papa was next, and then we'll go to Joe, followed by Title Pending, and then Hoops.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. I loved what you just said. I mean, the reason why I raised my hand wasn't to talk about this, but you, how you say it, you hit the bullseye. Sorry. So anyway,
Yeah, that's good.
Profiles, images, right? Not real photos. That's existential crisis for me as well, not just for Rich. Sorry. But it's funny because the reason why I'm keeping it is because of my son. I like to say it, and I'm gauging now what's going to happen. So, Rich, I'd love to have a chat with you. Maybe even if in DMs, what should we do? Because should we keep it? Should we not keep it? That's a good question. But I think it comes out to time that we spend on spaces, and people should, it's a trademark. it's a brand, people will recognize you. If you're good, they will recognize your brand. So that's your avatar. But what I wanted to say is, I stand here on my whiteboard, in front of my whiteboard, because when I raise my hand, and then there's a lot of time passes before it's my time to speak. And thank you for letting me speak, Kate. I forget things like so I'm making notes as you guys are speaking, and there's so many good topics that I wanted to say, but mention and comment and ask you questions. And one thing that Love Cloud said, it's something that you mentioned, very similar. Why are people on X? And engagement farming was mentioned a lot of times. I did not. I can't say I really agreed with everything you said, Love Cloud, but you sound very, very based, and I loved what your opinions are. So I don't necessarily think that people are all on X just to 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 monetize in the first place. Yes, it would be nice, but to monetize. But for me, I don't think I'll get there in years at this pace. So I don't really worry about that much. And because I see so many things on X that I don't like as well, like the reply guy label. I don't like that. Why should I reply to people just to be on X and be successful on X, for example? Before, last thing that I want to touch, so that I can leave also others to say something, because I saw someone else having the hand raised before me, so I apologize if I came in front of you in the line. So it comes down to a host, if a space is good or not. And the recorded spaces, for me, those are probably the ones that I would love to join more often, because they are more civilized. People don't talk over each other. And if people talk over each other, it's not a fair environment. It's true. You can leave the room.
I disagree.
But
Sorry, can I just chip in there? I disagree a little bit
I'll
there.
finish. I'll
Right.
finish
That
in a
was
moment. Yeah, I'll
that's
finish in a
funny.
moment.
But yeah,
And
we'll let Disco Papa finish, and then you can
yeah.
chime in.
Anyway, I have, yeah. So that's the thing. When I get interrupted as well, for example, I lose my train of thought, and I understand it's not fair to take the time to let your, because some people, we are not as good as others to speak in public, and this is one of the things I'm here as well. And not to forget that I really want, and I'm hopeful to find really good people to engage with, really good people, and without expectations that if I don't reply, you will unfollow. I don't have always time to reply. So even now I should be doing something else, but this conversation is too interesting. I didn't even get to go down to get my coffee, because I'm standing here in front of my whiteboard, because if I don't make my notes, I forget what I wanted to say. Anyway, I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope you got a few good points to talk about. And thank you, Kay, for this civilized space. And thank you for everyone else as well.
Yeah, and really quick, I just want a 10-second response to that. To be really careful, I wasn't meaning for monetization. I was just meaning if you're on X doing anything, right? Like liking, posting, I mean, all of it's interaction. So the term like interaction farming to me was strange. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I think yeah, that is a strange one. But when I think of engagement farming, I think it's mostly people who are paying for it. Like that's what my mind goes to. Yeah, the one-liner questions is just kind of lazy posting, right? Versus people paying someone to get into a group, and then they all send a WhatsApp link, and all this stuff's going on that's kind of nefarious to everyone. Retweet this in the next 5 minutes, so that all that stuff. So that's really what engagement farming is, and that's what they're talking about when they want to get rid of it on this platform. I think mostly when you hear that kind of thing, it's these groups that are cheating the system and making money off of that cheating. So yeah, what do you think, Rich?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, and it's the people that will find something that's trending, a question that did well, then they'll repost it, and then all of a sudden you see like 10 different accounts posting the same exact question. So yeah, that's definitely engagement farming. And I kind of wanted to chime in on what Disco Papa was saying about he's using a whiteboard to kind of keep track of his thoughts while he's in this space. That's a brilliant space hack. Like when I first came into spaces, I was the same way. Like I had a hard time, you know, relaying my thoughts and ideas and opinions about everything that was being said, because sometimes these spaces can become pretty rapid fire. You have like 5 different people come up dropping all these different truth bombs or whatever, and you just, there's so many things that you want to mention when it's your time to speak, and like you get up there and then all of a sudden it hits you and you're like, oh my god, what was I going to say, and you don't know. So yeah, I'll do the same thing. I have a Google Doc open and I take notes while I'm in the space. And so yeah, for anybody who has issues with that in spaces, I highly recommend doing that.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
the
and
same thing. I have like a Notepad application, Notepad++ for all you developers out there. Don't use it for coding ever again, but what it does is allows me to get my thought out and then focus completely on what everybody's saying. So I'm not thinking about that. I'm focusing on exactly what the people are saying. I think it's a good practice to have.
yes, taking notes is totally normal, guys. That's an actual thing that you should be doing to process your thoughts and record them down so that you can speak about them later in a conversational way, instead of like, okay, I'm trying to remember. And then when you get called on, you start talking about something that doesn't relate to the flow of the conversation. And you'll notice this in spaces sometimes. And it's fine to do that, right? Because we know we've got hands up there. They'll be up for a while because we want to get them in order and go around the room. And it may be a point 2 speakers ago, 3 speakers ago that you wanted to get to. So that happens, but you take notes. You're not weird if you have to do that. It's our brains aren't built for this kind of multitasking, so don't feel bad about that. I have a notebook going. We're gonna go to Joe Pro. How you
Hey,
doing?
hey guys. I just wanted, I'm going to be quick. I'm going to just thank you for the space. Always love you guys. You guys talk about great stuff. And I just wanted to jump up here. I do, personally, I want to get better at speaking, and I find these spaces to be super comfortable in doing that. I like to get into other spaces and challenge myself, but this is very laid back. So thank you for that. And As far as like notebooks are concerned, I like when I started to really consider trying to do anything on X, as far as like not just bullshit posting, is like I got 3 notebooks. I got one graphic notebook for work, one graphic notebook for X, and one graphic notebook for like mine projects. And all I was like, going at it. So I was like, I always try to keep track, and now that has helped me then keep my memory square, so that I'm kind of flowing with the flow. Yeah, it's definitely good to have. But Basically, I on X here, I promote AI. I've found that in my normal everyday life, almost everybody I talk to doesn't use AI, or rarely, I came on here, in the expectation that not many people like were aware of this, this amazing thing that was out there. So I was like, but I found quickly, there's a whole community of many people that are very, very avidly into it, which is makes for an amazing space to try. So I like the idea. This Somebody called them AI evangelists, or he called himself that. I was like, promoting the good word of AI is like why I'm here. And So I was just wanted to say that AI is I think going to be pretty dang important. So that's kind of my account. And Yeah, so with spaces and X and all of it, I mean, some of the first spaces I got into were I didn't realize it at the time, but the people that you were speaking to were like the next astronauts that were going to be like in space or something like that. It was like ridiculous. So I was like, this is an amazing opportunity. Like, this is so cool. So anyway, I'll let the space, because I do enjoy almost everybody that spoke so far. I do second that the Alex, with you talking about the cathedral. I was watching your video of the cathedral, and it was on point with like it was so good. I was like, man, this is like a documentary. But it was lovely. So I appreciate everybody, and that's my spiel.
Appreciate
Awesome.
you, sir.
Yeah, we do appreciate you coming by every week. And yeah, practicing speaking, you can never do it enough. There's times I'm in here and I'm fumbling around, I'm distracted, or I just not feeling it right. But it's still good to come, and even if I have to do a shorter space or whatever it is, or find another way to get through, push it on my co-hosts, it's still helpful to just get that practice
Blame
in.
Chris.
Yeah. Exactly. So keep coming and sharing, because you've got a lot of great info. And as far as AI goes, introducing people to AI is a great way, with basic things. And but then also Joe's got like super advanced skills. He's doing some really crazy things with AI. So it's always fun to hear about those projects. But we're going to continue around the room here, because we've got some amazing people I want to get to. We got, I think, Title Pending is up next. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
Doing great. I don't have a whiteboard. I have a very small piece of recycled paper that I've been scribbling notes on, but I do like what Disco Pro had mentioned. Maybe I should upgrade to a whiteboard. Just a quick thing before I answer the question.
Sorry, I was trying to let somebody in, but the button changed.
No worries, no worries. I thought that was the hook, and my time had been up. I'm also a bad comedian.
Not yet.
So I'm trying. All right, thank you so much. I'm used to a cat noise or something. But no, kind of relate really quickly to an AI thing. You know what I love about AI? AI is helping make dead internet theory like a real thing, and now we're getting bots that say racist things. So good for AI. It's doing God's work. Okay, all right. Seriously though, why am I here on X? Well, the funny thing is that after networking live in San Francisco, California, around the Bay Area, my sister made money at a startup. I was rubbing elbows with, millionaires who could potentially be investors, not billionaires, but millionaires. Also rubbing elbows with homeless people, because there's just so many of them. Again, like 20 years ago, dear God, there's even more now, unfortunately. And then finally, rubbing elbows with homeless people who used to be investors, venture capitalists, or millionaires. I realized I wanted healthcare and decided for my path to go and be a passport bro, marry a woman in another country, and get affordable healthcare. So primarily why I'm here is an English outlet, because like I'm surrounded by a bunch of people I can't speak the language to. My in-laws don't speak English really either. It's just basically my wife, and I have to teach my kid English. So that's why I'm here. When it comes to money, I think that, kind of being a hippie about it, one of my friends who's kind of like a hippie, he's like, has this thing like you like manifest things. You got this like ability and power. And what it is just socializing, having a certain like set of interests, and then just trying to make those interests become something else. Right. And so right now I was really lucky. It's kind of been a 4-year journey for me in Cardano, like crypto. We might actually get this thing called catalyst money, grant money. And it's not just Cardano. There, a lot of these blockchains have grant money. This is free money. And if you have certain skills or even marketing skills, you could probably get some of that grant money, and then that helps you make content or build what you want to build. And that's very possible here on X. Looking at something like the YouTube model, which is really kind of like hard to really get into or get started. I mean, spaces are just so much better. So even though like when last bull market, we used to have like 500 people in our spaces, we're only getting like 30 or 40 people, but we consistently get like the same 30 or 40 people. And that's where like, kind of relationships that stem into business relationships that stem into opportunities is kind of happened for me. So I might be cart before the horse. In this Project Catalyst thing, we actually might get funding, and then I have the option to quit my day job. But I've been doing this too long, so I'm going to keep the day job. I'm going to try to, and then use the funding to build the business. And just a couple of things I did want to address from, maybe 30 minutes ago. I think the biggest, most important thing when you do spaces and you're the host or co-host, you really should get into fact checking. There's like a fun point where people can just go off on wild tangents. But recently, and I kind of laugh about this thing, you know, if you haven't been following the Hawk Tui situation where this girl became an internet meme and then she became this bigger thing. Hawk Tua, thank you. We got a Hawk Tua person who knows it here. They need to, you know, you kind of need to fact check these things, right? So I have a friend he's bigger in the Cardano space. He's kind of been accused of 3 Hawk Tuis before Hawk Tua was even a thing. And I'm like, whoa, just check the facts. So people are accusing him of rugging 3 meme tokens. There's no evidence, and he never was like part of those projects, quote unquote. But now people could potentially think there's 3 fraud cases against him. So you kind of got to stick to the facts. If people get emotional, you got to let's just talk about the facts. We can sort out the feelings, but we have to have a baseline of facts. So I think that's important. To the thing about, then how do you talk to someone who might be upset or you get upset? The first thing I've realized in almost any situation, if someone's upset, they ain't gonna listen. You know what I mean? They're just too upset, right? So you gotta like find a time to calm down. So usually fact checking works. If it's not, then maybe a re-invite, like, hey, we were both heated. Let's have another time we can talk about this, think about our points, right? And really have a conversation of what we're trying to say. Because yelling and screaming was probably not what we wanted. Probably want something else. So that's worked sometimes. And just a note too, to another shout out to parents out there. This is the list of ways I teach related to social media for my daughter. Number 1, yes, turn the phone off. Suicide is not an option, right? There are a lot of kids and teenagers who don't know that just kill themselves, right? Second, that is probably just as bad as suicide. Don't throw your phone into the water or ocean or somewhere, okay? Especially if you don't have an insurance policy for $5 a month, that doesn't cover rage quitting. So that's the second thing I tell people to teach their kids, right? Like, what happened? You said, don't be on the internet if I feel suicidal or angry. That's why I threw my phone. Like, what? Okay, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, there are a couple of things there I want to comment on, and then we're going to kind of reset the room. I'm going to get to the rest of the hands here because we've got some amazing speakers coming up. I would love for everyone to repost the space, leave a comment below. We have the question up above here, pinned in the Jumbotron. Why are you on X? If you're not going to come up and speak and share with us, reply to that post so we can get to know you better. And, we can find some really cool accounts that we can all follow and network with and possibly collaborate with and all the exciting things, because we're all here building on X, trying to make this place better. And so make sure you participate in that question. And then also in the Jumbotron is the poll that is important, crucial, critical poll. Oh, I'm going to also make sure I'll check the community, and if anyone who's asked to join,
I just thought about that, Kate.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody that, that question is a community question. So you do have to be a member of the community to reply to that question. But it's a good thing because it's going to sit there. A lot of people are going to come in and out of the community. They're going to see it. This community is really quickly growing. We're already up to 180 members, and we're only on episode 19. So join the community, answer the question, get to know other people, and it could lead to future collaborative projects. And back to you, Kate. Sorry.
No, thank you for that. That was great. And I wanted to talk about the woo-woo stuff of manifesting that Title Pending kind of brought up. And really where that all starts is just coming up here and sharing what you want to work on, what you're hoping to work on, what you're into. And it's not about manifesting, but it's just about putting it out into the world. Like, it's something that you're thinking about, just say it. And who knows who's listening, someone here who's like, you know what, I wanted to work on a project like that. I could contribute this, and you meet and connect. Or it's just someone that's like, I want to see where this goes. I'm going to follow this person. And then maybe they want to help you out down the road, or you help them. This is how this kind of stuff, manifestation, starts, is just by speaking it into existence.
It's basically just networking, right? And you might also get some decent feedback from people that are not invested in the project, therefore have, or you, so therefore they have no reason to be nice about it, you know, and like kind of gaslight you, but because they like you know, they,
Yeah, because with family and really close friends,
Yeah.
sometimes they can be afraid to do
they're
stuff
just like, oh,
that.
it's amazing, you're great, you should definitely start your own crypto coin.
Yeah, be careful about that one. So we're the order I have, and let me know if I got this incorrect. I have Hoops. We're gonna go to next, then Alex, Aura, followed by Caleb, and then Dory after that. So go ahead, Hoops. Good to see you again. How are you tonight?
Hey, how you guys doing? Great space as always, Kate. Awesome speakers on stage sharing a variety of experience and perspective from being here on X. Um, it's interesting listening to Disco a little earlier because being from the crypto NFT community. I understand the term gamification, and that's exactly what I see going on here now with rev payouts and subscriptions and so on and so forth. The social currency that's used, posting and the reply guy, commenting, bookmarking, lists. These are all social currency that has value, that earns impression, and because of those impressions, the system rewards you. That's a beautiful thing. I love that. Why? I remember, during the pandemic back in 2019 when I left home in China, came back to North America, and the situation with the lockdown was in full swing. I didn't have a IRL job, because my IRL situation was located in China for 10 years. So I got caught
Sorry,
with my pants
Cristiano.
down.
Can I just do you say pandemic or pandemic?
Either way,
Pandemic, you said.
lockdown.
No, no, just checking.
Yeah, I say pandemic. That's what I say. So anyway, the lockdown situation, it kind of threw me for a loop because most of my contacts, connections, earnings was in Asia, and I was in North America at the time. So I didn't have an online revenue stream. My revenue stream was strictly IRL, and so if I had an online revenue stream back then, wouldn't have to. And I am a Bitcoiner. I'll reveal that. I've been invested in Bitcoin since 2015. So luckily for me, I had some resources I could turn to, so I didn't have to go to work. And the only reason back then to work is you had to get something pushed in your arm, right? So you satisfy certain criteria. I didn't want to do that, so I had to use my resources. Now, if I had an online revenue stream coming from a gamification a gamification environment platform like X, bringing in a grand or two a month, from using social currency, to gain some sort of payout income, that would have been a beautiful thing. So now I'm really focused on using social media to create that alternative online revenue stream, so that in case something like that ever happens again, I could be in a much better situation than back then, and especially since now, with the way Elon is using Starlink to blanket the world with Wi-Fi. If any kind of EMP or anything like that goes down, and we're on that system, we'll still be able to use and be online. If there's an online to be on wherever it is, we'll still be able to get access to stuff like that. So stuff like that really impresses me, and that's all coming from being a part of this platform, and not even to talk about the amount of people, awesome people. Yeah, there's bots and idiots. You're gonna get some dummies in every fucking where you go. You can always get some dummies. But let's look at the overall picture here. This is a beautiful environment with a lot of entrepreneurs that you can get close to and interact with and build projects with. And so I'm pretty excited about X. I'm going all in. I love the gamification with the social currency that's going on now, and I love to see people posting about their earnings. Okay, yeah, some dummies, some people are gonna get, a little greedy, and they're gonna be dissatisfied. But hey, come on now, everything comes with the territory, right? The overall thing is that it's available here, and it's possibly going to get better, because I do foresee another probably 200 million people coming onto this platform within a year or two. Because of how Elon is operating, and the impact he's having throughout the world, and with President Trump being president, and so I see a lot of growth coming to this platform, and I see potential to create extra revenue streams via, the social currency that we use here. And X Space it just makes everything so much closer, right? It just makes the world so much smaller, because we're able to communicate at warp speed thanks to this social audio app here on X. But yeah, it's a beautiful experience. I'm enjoying it, and yeah, I'm here for the ride. Anyway, appreciate y'all.
Hoops, I love you, but I resent what you say because I'm a bot and an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, we us idiots in the room have to be we can't take offense either, when we get called out.
I resent you as well, because you said warp speed instead of light speed, so fuck you.
All right. But I love
Hoops,
what you
I love
said.
you. No resentment. All love.
Yeah, of course. And I love what you said about your story there about revenue streams. And I am really a fan of that kind of thing. Have a lot of options on the table for yourself, especially if you want to be all in on a social media or X or whatever your plan is. Even if you are just working a 9 to 5, if you can also have additional income stream or revenue stream that either is constantly trickling a little bit of money that you could go all in on if times got rough, or having something that you're building, so you're slowly creating it as you go, and eventually you'll be able to leave your job if it produces enough. Having these plans is a great idea, and something that I'm going to be definitely talking about more, for specifically different strategies for that in the new year. I have lots of plans and ideas for spaces that I want to do kind of on that subject, to help people get that mindset shift to that kind of stuff, and some ideas for them that are actually a lot easier to pull off than people sometimes make seem. A lot of these coaches that pitch these programs, there's some very simple steps that we can all take that will get you started, and that's usually the hardest part, just getting kind of started. So thanks for sharing that, Hoops. Really great to see you here. Always enjoy when you come up and speak. I believe Alex was next. Did you have something to add, or another story about Notre Dame? I'd love to hear that, actually.
Okay, I know you're taking a chance on me. I know you're nervous in your voice because your spaces are good.
Tell?
And I might hijack it, but I'm not. I'm an English guy who's gone through the mill, and the majority of the people that are listening are not English, are they? So my accent is always going to be something to contend with. You need to get the language barrier down and kind of get what I'm saying. But what I will say is that your space is great. You do a good job of kind of policing it with Elon as a co-host, because he's chairman. And I think it's important to realize that when you've got content creators that are trying to make a way in the world that seems unfair, because the majority of people, they're trying to put a good word out and earn from it, because their life might not be the greatest. So you're trying to make some injustice to justice and get paid for it. So you'll see all these kind of like TikTokers and Instagrammers and one thing or another, and they'll be flashing all this nonsense, and you think, hold a minute, you know what? America is in an implosion. of social media. It is the most powerful country in the world, fantastic achievements, but social media is absolutely going to just implode the next generation. And this is what we need to sort out now. So unless you've got people that are going to speak the mind and tell the kids that, hold a minute, this isn't right. You can't do this. You can't have your phone. And one thing or another, you can't talk shit. You can't berate your friends. You can't do this. Unless there's some sort of railroading in place to bring things back into play, then it's lost. You, as Americans, have got the biggest impact on the whole entire planet. Take China aside, they do their own thing. What I'm saying is the Western world, you guys got really important opportunities. And this is why I think, and I'm not going to go political on this, because the absolute thing was, it's content creators, why are you on here? And it's really important. And Rich will know this as the silver guy. Will know is that when you're trying to create this environment where the next generation is going to come up, because we're now into the third wave of 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds, and one thing they're going to get pregnant because that's what they do. They have sex on night out, and then next, we're going to have the next set of babies, and then we're looking at 2040, 2050, 2060, and this thing just goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and you can go, right, okay, well, where's the stance then? Do we go, because you can't go nuclear, you can't go warfare, because we're past that point. So we need to go intellectual, and this is where I love Elon about having these mindsets. And it doesn't surprise me that Trump's second office, he's got him involved, because he's talking sense to him, and he's gone, hey, I don't want to know about business anymore. I just want to do politics, which is the first time I want to go around. And now, fuck to the first time, I'm going to learn some lessons, eh? So, anyway, that's a really bad impression, but apologies.
That's like if Trump was Canadian. That's
well, yeah.
Trump was a blender.
Well, yeah, that's Canadian in me. So I don't know why that came out of me. Why did that come out of me? I don't know. It may be just a mistake.
There it is. Nailed it.
It's one of those.
Better.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? So apologies. I'm really sorry to pollute your space, Kate. It's not for me as an English guy from Manchester to do that, and but you get what I'm saying. It's the tapping into the temple knob of, like, what are we doing on here? The reason why we're on these things, why are you on X? What? Because you want to make a difference. And sometimes you can be the smallest voice in the world. You can be one of 68 million people in a very, very small country. So where does your voice get amplified? It gets amplified on a global platform like X, where you get to join this voice and one thing or another. And I don't know what the algorithm is doing, but I cannot get over 1,000 followers. I can't. I've tried and tried and tried, and I won't do it by any other way except by people listening to me. So I will steadfast. I've got a 1-to-2 Twitter ratio, and until that goes, I am not going to pop a champagne cork until then. So until I've got a 1-to-2 ratio, that is genuinely, I get over 1,000. I'm not celebrating. So
Keep doing what you're doing, Alex. The more you speak in these spaces, I guarantee you're going to get a lot more followers. Because I'm having fun listening to you, man.
why are you having fun listening to me? It's not even funny.
Well, maybe it's the
funny.
accent.
No, yeah, that's the thing. You keep coming to the spaces, stay up late, come to my spaces, and
stay up late. Is that an invitation, Kate, or what?
whatever gets it done. More listeners, yeah.
Whatever gets it done. What are you doing here?
Why am I on X?
You know what? This could turn into an OnlyFans. You never know.
No, I do hope you keep coming to our spaces and we see you coming around.
I'm joking.
Because yeah, I just really enjoy getting to know people and from all over the world and their perspectives and stuff. And you keep coming, you keep speaking, keep sharing what's going on in your little corner of the world, and people will resonate with you, and you will get, your account will grow. Spaces is the greatest place to do that, guys. If you're trying to grow your account, start speaking in Spaces. If you want to host a space, co-host a space, talk to me. I tell people to do that. No one talks to me.
Can I just come back at there, Ken? Just because we're in the moment. Yeah, sure. And this is not to go of anybody's, like, I know Love has got his hands up there, so that's quite ironic where you got Love hands. I love Love hands. Love hands are great. But what I'm saying is that if you're trying to grow your account, you've got an ulterior motive, aren't you? Because you want to gain something from it. So you want monetization, you want to get rich quick, you want to follow everybody else. There are 335 million people in America. You know what I mean? You're trying to stick out, you're trying to get the Sophie Rain $4 million a month. She earns more than a fucking NBA basketballer. What is all that about? I've been through the process of working hard and doing bleep tests and being spewing up. Spewing up is being sick after doing, like, I'm sure you all have in a space. If you're into sport and you chuck up after doing a really, really intense workout, and then you think, what am I doing this for? But you realize that you've got to look for a sport, or you've got to look for this, or you've got to look for that. But when you can just go online and you get a load of perverts going, yeah, I'm going to give you this. Well, where does that leave the online community? Where do we then search? Well, hold a minute. I've got a political view. I've got a sense of humor. I've got a comedic value. I've got an artistic nature. I've got something that I can do. I can teach people about nature and one thing and another. And it's all about gravitating towards the people you do. I have everything that in my bio, those are my interests. Dead simple. It's just science, artist, architecture, motor, sport. Exactly. Those are the things. If they come into my space, they'll get retweeted and they get commented on and one thing another. And that to me is a natural and that is what Twitter was meant to be in the first place. It was natural. Now we're into making money because everybody's trying to get past the post first. And
well, I think if people come into Spaces in particular, you're not going to have 5 million impressions in a space, right? It's just not going to happen. And the more authentic connections are made here for sure. And I want to get, I could talk to you all night, you and me, Alex. We could just have a space together.
I get it. I'll come down. Yeah. Listen, Kate. I'll let you go. It's fine. I'm gonna get a beer.
We got some great speakers here. I want to give them a chance. But Rich, I don't know. Did you have something you want to chime in here? And then we'll go to Aura, and then we've got Caleb here, who I'm excited to talk to again.
No, that's what I was going to say, is that I don't see hands up for Aura, Dory, or Caleb, and I thought I saw those, so I don't know if their hands went down, because in a previous space, somebody told us that they thought their hand was up, and we weren't seeing it up. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, we were going to hear from them as well.
Yep. I've got everyone written down here in the supposed order. If I get it wrong, because it does flow off of my screen, because I have the cheapest, tiniest iPhone available. But I do know Aura is next. So how are you this evening?
I'm really good, Kate. How are you?
Doing great.
So, Rich, if you scroll the whole phone space up and then down, sometimes that fixes that, and you can see the hand me a couple times last night. So I want to touch about something that happened. Okay. I want to touch on something that was said right almost when I came in, and then I'll answer the question of the day. You were talking about engagement farmers and people that were coordinating off platform, and that was different than, lazy posts and questions. And I think that the algorithm doesn't see they're a concentrated group of people. And I think I noticed for the last few weeks, my stuff's been being reposted by bots. And I think that is the paid reposting groups are trying to hide themselves by getting into our accounts. And my fear is that the algorithm's going to look at it the other way and think I'm an engagement. I think we all need to be blocking these and being vigilant. And in a really small account and have time, go ahead and report them as well as fake accounts. And these accounts are old. They're like 2014. So like, I think this is probably just one big group that have had these accounts on the shelf, and now they're activating them because they've lost a bunch. And I do see bots going out as fast. So that was my number one thing. So don't just look out for the bots, but also look out for low quality accounts that will talk to anybody all day long. Because yeah, I'm seeing a lot of those people getting really low payouts, even though their engagement is great. And I'm seeing, some of them are not getting paid at all. So, and this is not fact. I'm not an expert. I'm just throwing it out there. Do with the information what you will. And then as for why I'm here, Kate, I currently am here because it's changed a bit since I first arrived, to create content with passion and purpose and to meet other content creators that are like-minded. I mean, I want an audience too, right? But as far as the people that I want to hang with, my posse, I want that to be other people that are creating content with passion and purpose that I enjoy. And it'd be nice if you enjoyed mine, but that's not a requirement. I will totally follow and engage on your content, even if you hate mine, as long as I love it. So yeah. And thanks for hosting the space. Love you guys.
Do you know
Love
what?
you.
That is a sugar-coated version of I couldn't give a fuck about the account that I'm on, because if you're actually looking at who's engaging in what.
Yeah, Alex, I'm sorry. I got to respond to that really quick.
Sorry, dude. Sorry. Yeah, go.
Aura has me blocked, and the whole thing Aura just said, like, I haven't paid for anything. My account's from 2012. So, like, you're basically talking about me, and it's hilarious. Like, I didn't post. I just watched. And I launched my music, and then I started posting and doing things. So maybe you aren't talking about me, but, like, be careful with that. Because that's the kind of stuff.
So, Love, are you a legacy check mark?
No, I never used this freaking platform until literally a couple months ago. Like, I've told everybody in here, they know it. Like, I told Rich and Kate, like, I've been posting 500 posts a day, and like people, I've been experimenting and doing all kinds of stuff, and they like laughed at me in the beginning, but like, look at me go, George.
Or if you'd like to respond, I don't think she's talking about you specifically, Love Cloud. I think she's talking about the bots, because I have noticed a lot of that activity lately. Please, Aura.
I think that's everybody.
Yes, I am not talking about you specifically. If you'd like to know why, I could tell you, but I'd rather not. I just don't think we're a good fit.
That's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I mean, hey, and you are doing a lot of experiments, right, on here, so that's gonna alienate some people. I mean, just how it works. But you're always welcome here to come hang out with us and speak in the space. So we do enjoy your company, and of course, as well as with Aura.
You're right. And real quick, it goes back to my other statement. If you ever have a beef with me, please come talk to me. If there's like seriously an issue and you don't think we're good, just tell me why. I don't even have to argue about it. Just tell me why, because maybe we're not on the same page.
Sounds like a love spat. Why don't you just take it offline and have a word with each other? Sort it out offline, for fuck's sake.
There's a lot of love on X,
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed this. He's an entire love cloud.
That is the weird thing about X, is like when you block people, you can still communicate within spaces. And I was actually in a really big group chat earlier today where somebody was blocking people left and right, and yet you could still communicate while that block was in place. So that's kind of a weird gray area there. I don't know what X can do about that, but it is kind of strange.
They don't need to do anything about that, because the simple fact of the matter is, you could have 3 friends, right? And you speaking, the 2 will agree with you and one will show their ass. So the one that shows their ass will block you. But guess what? They might turn around and go, actually, The reason why I'm friends with the two other friends is because he's actually talking sense. But because of my thinking, I'm going to block that person because I don't like what they're saying. But the other two people like what they're saying. I might actually come around to thinking, well, actually, my two friends, I actually hear what they're saying. So they'll follow them. And then that's what it is. So that's why that's allowed. I think that's brilliant.
That's an amazing point. You're right.
No, yeah, it is an amazing point. And I'll tell you another amazing point while your man Rich is listening, Elon, is that giving the ability to look at what people like about what you've said, taking that away was a travesty. You need to put that back on immediately, and you will get the traction back on to what you do. I've got a friend on here. Well, I've got multiple friends on here that said that it was a shit move. That privacy and all that bollocks. You look at Meta, right? If you're on WhatsApp, you can't take a screen grab of somebody's profile. But if somebody sat next to you, they can take a picture and email it you. So it doesn't even matter. They can WhatsApp you. You can do anything. At the end of the day, if you post something that's superb, Buffalo Bills, great play, first down, and you post it, and somebody likes it. You might live in England, and somebody might live in Singapore, but you're both Buffalo Bill fans, right? So the person that is in England that loves a Buffalo Bills first down, and somebody that also likes a Buffalo Bills first down, they can say, and they go, oh, actually, I like his profile because guess what? He's an expat. He's an expat. They live in different parts of the world. They start following each other. It's a really, really important thing. You need to reconsider that. Being able to view likes of people, you need to consider it. I'm passionate about this, and I won't go away until you fucking put it back in place. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to ask you to go away now. No. Just kidding. I want to get to Caleb because I have been missing his spaces. I want to go to them. So I want you to tell us why you're on X. And nice to see you.
Good to see you, Kate, Christopher, Rich. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm on X because I want to speak to people's meaning. And I believe that everybody in this space today and also out there in X in the world has a mission and a purpose to fulfill, a meaning. And so what I do on my Wednesday spaces is speak directly to meaning, helping people find their meaning, their why, and speaking to the purpose in which I believe all of us have been created for, which is that meaning, which is stepping into that and going after that. And Wednesdays is when I host my fireside chat spaces at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And so I speak about meaning, finding meaning. I usually try to record them as well too. So if you can't make it, then you can listen to it on the playback and share the space as well. Because in my perspective, in my opinion, we live in a world where there's so much competition for the airwaves. There's so much happening. And there's a lot of good things happening. There's also a lot of distractions. And I think when we can over-adult, because I talk about this a lot, over-adulting, we can lose the awe and the wonder for life. We can lose our zest for life. We can lose the mystique. And one of my late mentors, he always said this: never lose the awe and the wonder for life. Because if we lose that, then we've lost the drive. We've lost the anchor. We've lost the burn. So finding your why, finding your meaning, this is what makes me burn. It's what makes me passionate. I'm 37, but I've done public speaking for half my life since I was 18 in many different countries and places and podcasts, public speaking in person, but also online. And this is what it's all about. So that's what I want to talk about there. I've only got a few percentage left on my phone here, so I wanted to make sure that I could just speak and share this. But yeah, good to see you, Kate. You're always a gracious host and well-spoken, and I enjoy being in your spaces. So I'll hand it back to you because I want to hear your thoughts before my phone dies.
Fair play, mate. That's fucking awesome.
Alex, he wants to hear from me.
No,
I'm just teasing you now. But yeah, I love what you're saying there, and it's so true. It's something that I'm very passionate about too, and I'm going to be getting back into because I was doing live streams at the beginning of the summer and through till like about August, talking a lot about this subject, figuring out like why are you here on social media? What do you have to offer? What can you put out? What can you share? Why would anyone want to listen to you? Why does anyone want to follow you? And all these questions you can really figure out And one of the best ways, and I love how you talk about your public speaking, is just speaking, right? Because these questions come up, these great spaces, going to Caleb's spaces, coming to spaces like this one is a very good place to start, because you can just kind of introduce yourself. And from there, conversation starts and you start to understand who you are more. And people will tell you who you are if you aren't sure. You know, this community came out of nothing, but became something because someone suggested it. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And that is something I'm very much interested in. I want to meet new people. I want to see I want to reach a broad audience of creators that are on this platform, because there's no really specific subject I'm that much interested in. I want to know about everything a little bit. I'm one of these people, just a little bit about everything. So this is how I do it, right? I built this world around what I have an interest in and what I want to do. And you can do that too here. And I said that at the beginning of the space. What's so amazing about X is it can be whatever you want it to be. You can make it whatever you want. And figuring that out is the hard part. Took me a long time. I'm still on that journey. It's probably never really figured out. But you know, we can all do it together. I'm a small account, guys, by the way. You know, I'm not a big account. So I'm growing with you, and we can all do this together. Frolic through the field hand in hand with the sunset, you know, if you want, or however you want that to look. But it'll be a lot of fun along the way. And yeah, thanks so much for coming, Caleb. I'm really going to try to make it to your next space. It's just been, I saw the last one. I was like, no, I can't make it. But I definitely have that on my calendar, because his spaces are great topics. So thanks for coming by and sharing. And I just did a great rant there. I don't know, Christopher or Rich, do you have any comments on any of that stuff?
Yeah, follow her on this journey. Follow Kate.
Yes, I like it. I agree. And can I frolic like on a beach, like during the sunrise? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, we can do that, like with our bare feet, just barely in the water. Yeah.
No, I want to say, Caleb, thank you very much for coming up and speaking. I appreciate you using the last of your battery, you know, to come up here and share your thoughts and ideas with us. And I don't think I've ever spoken to you in a space before, so it's great to meet you.
Can I just ask Kate, can I speak for a minute?
Of course, please.
So I've been on this platform for 15 years. Tonight, I've hit 1,000 followers.
Say that again?
I've been on this platform for 15 years, and tonight I have 1,000 followers.
So you're making progress.
1,003.
Nice.
That's the first time I've used the soundboard, so that was for you, special for you. Congrats.
Thank you. And that is genuine. That is genuine. Speaking your mind, going through separation, COVID, sibling that has died, redundancy, and all sorts of shit. So I just want to thank you for the X community as it is now under Elon, for having the ability to articulate under spaces, because you can't get the tonality through on a text. You can't do it. So spaces is really good. It is the way forward, and I think it's the way it's going to heal people, because you get talking and you can speak your mind if you get given space, and just as long as you don't grab it on too much. I don't want to get emotional, but thank you. It was a milestone. I've been striving for this for months and months and months. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to pay for people to follow me. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it in natural ways. So the next goal is 10,000. So that's where I see it. It's Mars, yeah.
All right, let's see who gets there first. I'm at what, 2,800. So, you know, we could see who gets to 10,000 first.
Gauntlet thrown.
Make it a little competition, maybe. No, congrats to you. And yes, the thing is, he's right. This is where, well, not for everybody. There's definitely some people that are fantastic writers and they can communicate through writing and they do very well on here, or creating amazing video content, or beautiful photography, all these things. But there's something about spaces. It's how you reach the people that are supposed to be following you, who want to hear from you, who you want to hear from. It brings the connections together. So that, and also I will say live streaming, which I don't do that much these days, but I'm going to be doing more again, is another really interesting piece to think about melding with the spaces. And I can get into that in a little bit, but I want to go to Dory because she's been waiting so patiently. So I want to say hi to Dory. How are you?
Hi, Kate. Thank you. Nice to see you. And I was in Aura's space the other day, and it was wonderful. And I've had a couple people in the space. We followed each other earlier today, even before this space started. So that was pretty cool. I got to see a real picture of Rich Silver today, which was great. I came to this, I signed up on this app in 2009 under a completely different name, I was literally a completely different person. Well, parts of her obviously are still with me, and I'm starting to see that in some of the I'm playing around with AI finally quite a bit. I've always wanted to be talented enough to be a painter, or someone who could draw. And I my art class, my my really good friend from 8th grade and I had the same art class, and she's so incredibly talented. I'll tell you what she does now. But anyway, she got A pluses, of course, and I only got B pluses. And my teacher said to me one day, Dory, I would give you an A plus just for your creativity, but your skills are just really lacking. And, I'm not sure how to help you with that except sit down and draw a hand every day, all day. But anyway, so AI now is, I don't know what's with Grok, but I'm starting to feel like this affinity with, like, Grok's starting to get me, I feel like. Anyway, so I've been able to do some just things with Grok that I think for me are extraordinary, and they make my heart really happy. And what happens after that is sometimes I get words with it. I've always written poetry. I've always written short stories. I've had a few things published over the years. I haven't published a book yet, although I was asked and given an opportunity to do that, but I didn't care for the subject matter. So when I came here in 2009, I actually had my business and everything. The name I used and everything was my shamanic practice, my magic practice that I had for many years. And then December 31st, 2009, that entire landscape changed. And it's kind of a long story, but I became a deep, grateful, faithful follower of Jesus Christ on that day. And but I don't discount anyone else's journey. I was in a space earlier today. It's really funny because the host, it's a UFO space, and the host, he says, "Oh, there's Dory." He said, we are polar opposites on what we believe, but she's still a cool shit. So I'm going to let her up here and give her a mic. So, I look at everyone as their value, and what they believe is so personal. And I don't want to tear anyone down for that. Why am I here? I am here, and 2009, and at the end of it, I didn't come back to Twitter till probably 2011 for a little while, and then I popped off and came back in 2016, got involved in Q, got out of there, didn't come back until Elon bought it. So I've been in and out, in and out. I'm up to 11,900, which I'm very, very pleased with. It's still a complete mystery to me how people get to 5 million impressions, but I believe that continuing to show up, continuing to be involved with the kind of people that are creative that I'm attracted to, which are the people in this space for sure, and some of the other groups that I think we cross over. I believe that showing up every day and continuing to provide positive, creative. I was afraid to share my words because I am one of those people. I am an introverted extrovert. Like a lot of times I will sit in a space
Sorry, can I just cut in? I have to cut
yeah,
in here because it really is
sorry.
important. 5 million impressions is not practicable. It is not. Whoever is on the board.
So let her finish. Let her
or
finish, Alex. You've been talking a
all
lot.
right,
Let her
okay.
finish. Let her
Sorry.
finish.
I'm not worried about here's my point. I'm not worried about that. That will come organically if there's enough people interested and attracted to my content. I'm interested in a lot of different things. So I'm interested in UFOs and I'm interested in steampunk. I'm an executive chef. I've been a businesswoman. I've been in the medical field. I'm an entrepreneur. I've done many things in my life, many varied. Okay, I was a fire eating gypsy at the Renaissance Festival. I've been in Tony and Tina's wedding. I've done stand-up comedy. Okay, I have a hard time walking into a room full of people, but if I'm on the stage and you're coming to see me, I'm good. So I'm kind of trying to figure out if you knew me in real life, right? And I think my profile picture does give you an idea of some of the brightness in my soul. I love people. And so that is a challenge to translate. But I believe, and whoever was going to comment about this ridiculous, no, be positive. Try not to be. I used to bitch every once in a while about, oh, well, I don't have this many. You know what? That's really negative. And it really is my account. And it is really up to me, just like the rest of life. Starting a business, getting a business plan approved by a bank, having them give you money. I mean, all these things take work and dedication. And so I encourage everyone, no matter what your count is, don't think it's impossible. Because if you see it, you can be it. And I know Kate was going to talk about manifesting, but there's, that is a part of it too, right? So, and then navigating, figuring out who do I like, right? It takes some time. You do spend a lot of hours on here, but don't give up. I didn't mean to be so long-winded. I don't always take a mic. This is why. I didn't mean to be so long-winded. I wanted to be very encouraging and very positive, and just encourage all of you to dig deep and really feel who you are
You
and
make
share it
sense.
with the world.
You make total sense. But can I just have the conversation with you, please, before you disappear? Because
I'm not going to disappear quite yet.
So geographically, right, when you look at the United States of America, and you've got a population of 335 million people, and you look at population of the UK, which is 68 million people, if you've got 50, sorry, apologies, Elon, play it back and use it against me. 5 million impressions. Do you know how hard it is to get 5 million impressions on something you say in the United Kingdom? It doesn't happen. So what you're saying, I get it, but it won't happen. So how do you grow that? How do you grow what you want to be? How do you say your life experience is one thing? It should be proportional. It should be a case of, right, okay, if what you're saying is this is the model for the US market for Twitter, X.
Hey, Alex, I wasn't really talking about the market or numbers or things like that. I was really talking about what comes from people's souls and hearts and spirits. Because if you're fixated and you don't have like enough plasticity to know that goals are set to be reached, and you just have to work harder, smarter. And that's one of the things we have to figure out here. And connecting with people is one of the reasons, or one of the things that I believe that I see that Elon wants people to do on this app. He wants people to connect with one another. So
I
throw out
understand
the
that.
numbers,
I
just
understand
throw
that.
out the technicalities, and just move in a place from your heart and soul with gratitude and inspiration. You know, like, what's your favorite thing? What do you love? Do you have a dog or a cat? Do you have a lake that you like to visit? A mountain, a forest? I don't know. You know, post things about that. Do you like chickens? Do you like cows? I found a llama account the other day that I absolutely adore. So that's what I'm saying, is find the joy. Find the joy here. That's the goal. Find your joy, Alex. Please, I don't
So
want to talk about numbers. I really
no,
don't. It
so
brings me
Alex,
down.
before
oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
Joe.
just gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt because we're gonna be closing up soon, and I want to make sure we give everyone a chance to speak. And Alex, you have a lot of time to speak tonight, and I appreciate you and everything you do. And these discussions are fantastic, and we'll be having some other spaces where we can get into these topics deeper. This is just kind of like a hangout, give people an opportunity to introduce themselves and say what they're about and all that stuff. So we will be doing more where we really dig into this stuff. I want to say to Dory, thank you so much for coming up and speaking and telling us so much about yourself. I mean, the amount of value you have packed inside of you that you can share. I mean, you would be a fantastic Spaces host on any of the topics that you know about. People would love to hear about your experiences and what you've done, and like advice you could give to all the people who are just the subjects you mentioned just in passing, like, oh, I did this and then that and then this. There's people who are trying to break into those careers, start out, learn more about those things that you could just be a wealth of information on. So I want to encourage you to do that. And if you ever want to do anything like that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with that. And we're going to go
Thank
to
you, Kate. Thank you.
And we're gonna go to Epion. I want to talk to him, and then I'm gonna give Caleb a chance. He wanted to wrap up what he was talking about earlier, and then we have an announcement here for the co-host. So I know Jeff, you jumped up on stage. I might be able to give you a chance at the end here to chime in. Geez, I'm sorry. Just everybody's so amazing. I want to give everyone a chance to talk. But Epion, how are you tonight? Good to see you.
Hello, everyone, and my fellow Americans. The reason I'm on X is to stop Big Pharma from poisoning us and Big Agro from using pesticides on our food.
I'm just fucking around.
That was good. I was wondering, I'm like, is he sick?
I was going to say, I actually, from the UK, I thought that was a piss take then. I thought, fucking hell, what is all that about?
Yeah, I'm just taking the piss. Anyway, I'm here on X to raise awareness for wildlife conservation, nature, and post a little bit of my own story. I'm not going to take up much time. I'm just going to say that, let someone else speak. Thanks for listening to me.
Yeah, he's a great
I
account.
like it.
Yep. Yep. Follow Epion. He's got some great content he's putting out there. And we want to get him to 5 million impressions. I think that's someone I want to have that goal, because he does some amazing stuff. All right. So next,
I have to cut in really quick for 2 seconds.
Please.
Dory,
Yes.
I need to know about this llama account immediately. Please post it.
Okay, I'll find it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, find it and share it down on the Purple Pill so we can all follow it. Yeah, I find some really cool farm accounts and some of those beautiful farms over in the UK there, Alex. Boy, you've got some beautiful countryside over there, and the people that post. Oh, I just love following those accounts and the sheep farmers, and oh my goodness. Anyway, so besides that, Epion, did you have something else you wanted to add? And then we'll go to Caleb.
Caleb, take it away.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm off of mute here. My button is doing all screwy stuff here, so I'll just speak into the space. Yeah, I wanted to finish my loop here because my phone went on all dead with the battery, but I'm back on my computer. So speaking here on meaning, really, that's really the reason why I'm on Spaces on X on this platform. And I wanted to be able to bless everybody here, actually, just with because I believe in the power of the spoken word, about exhortations. Actually, my last portion was to exhort all of you that you are entering and are walking in the purpose in which you were created. And I bless each of you with open doors of opportunity in your business, but also in your families, your lives, the countries that you live in, that every open door would open for you, and that the earth would make way for its meaning and calling that is within you, God-given DNA that you've been given, and your spiritual and physical calling on the earth, that the earth is yielding its fruit to you. And I bless you with a season shift. Some of you may feel like you've been struggling and pushing up against a barrier, but I believe that now is a time for the winter of passing and the springtime to come in your season of life. So may you feel the joy, may you feel the awe, may you feel the wonder that Dory was talking about, and experiencing that pleasurable joy of entering into the happiness of what you're called to do. So I just wanted to add that and just say all the best to each one of you as you continue in your journey. I'm excited to see you all grow. Thank you.
Sounds like a nice Canadian word, that. It's very, very heartwarming. Love that.
Yeah, we love to spread the love. I certainly do. And thank you everyone for coming. Now I will go to Jeff real quick because Jeff's one of my favorite people on this platform. So we're going to let him cut the line because we're going to be wrapping the space up here. So I will give Jeff the mic here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, sorry I was so darn late getting in. My ENA meeting didn't get out until 7:30. So the biggest thing to me, the real value in X right now is one, the global reach that you have. You know, we connect with people all over the world in here. And I think that's the greatest value at the moment for this platform, especially with Spaces, is the ability to connect with people for collaborative purposes and just for inspiration. You know, like Dory said, finding your passion, your heart here. And that's kind of the main thing. You know, down the road, this thing's going to become a lot more. You know, he's got big vision for X, and that's great. But realistically, if it's monetization that you're looking at, there are other platforms that you can get fired up on and earning money on a lot faster than you could here. So yeah, you know, just find your passion, find your village, and start building your networking here. If people like what you've got to say and what you put out in content, they'll follow you. That's why. One of the big things is about building email lists and stuff like that, so that if something happens, if a platform goes down, you can migrate and people can find you, And other than that, as always, I'm sure this has been absolutely wonderful conversation. I wish I could have been here for the whole thing, but everybody have a truly blessed day.
Thank you, Jeff. That was wonderful. And we have a couple of announcements here. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to, we're going to have to close up the space. My wonderful co-hosts are so generous with their time. And so I want to respect that. And then also me as well. I'm in the middle of like the most crazy, I have so much going on, guys. This has like been just a wonderful break for me. And I want to thank everybody here because it's just wonderful to talk to you and hang out with you guys. It's really a lot of fun for me and I really enjoy it. So with that, I'm gonna go to Rich and we have a special announcement that we're gonna be maybe getting into more detail on Wednesday's space, but we have a little preview, I guess I could call it.
Yeah, I think so. We don't really have the complete logistics of it in order yet. Kate and I have to work on that, and we are going to talk about it on Wednesday, and we're going to post about it in the community. But we thought it would be good to have a community challenge challenging 2 or 3 of you to come together for a collaborative project, whether it be a video, a writing project, some sort of sales venture. I mean, who knows, whatever you can come up with, and share it to the community. And then we're going to go through there, and somehow we're going to determine a winner. And then the winning collaborative project will get shared by me. It'll get shared and pinned by Kate, pinned by me to my profile. I think Christopher might even share it and maybe pin it. We'll pin it to the community. We'll have a complete space all about your collaborative project. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Like I said, we're still working on the logistics, but that is coming.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't we have a like a Teams chat, and I'll win it straight off.
I love your confidence.
Yeah, so the only requirements that you need to start thinking about now is you got to be in the community. So if you're not a member of that, be sure to request. And I do appreciate it if you just share a link to a piece of content that represents what you do, just so I can get to know you a little bit better. I do appreciate that. And I will let you in the community if you do create content and that's a pretty low bar. It's just about adding to the platform. If you're reposting a lot, you might want to clean up that profile a little bit before you request. We want people that are going to be adding to X, putting stuff there that is going to help the platform grow, and we want to all connect and meet you all. So that's the best way to do that. And so if you're a member of the community, then you can start maybe posting about ideas of projects that you have kind of mulling around in your brain that you're looking, maybe you want to work with somebody on, and then someone else in the community might want to jump in on that, and you guys can participate in this little contest together. It just requires 2 people in the community to work together. Also, I'm in the community, guys, so you can talk to me, Rich, but I don't know who will be voting. Maybe we'll have to have an objective
Kate.
third party.
I have no dog in this fight, so I can do it.
Yeah, maybe Christopher can vote.
Kate, this sounds like a job interview, so I'll be there. No problem.
Yeah. So, okay, just start thinking about that, and then we'll announce it on Wednesday space, and that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll go into more details about it and the prizes and things that we're going to have available for people who really put in a nice effort for this. And if you can't make it to Wednesdays, don't worry. We'll post it in the community and pin it there, and also talk about it more next Sunday. We do this every week. Yeah. So we'll get really excited, and something for you all to think about and work on during your Christmas break or holiday break, because it'll be sometime in the new year when maybe it'll be the first week of January or something. We'll have it be the due date, I guess. I don't know.
And I just want to say also, like, it doesn't have to be a collaboration with somebody currently in the community, since it is, something going forward. Feel free to invite somebody to the community. Like, the project does have to be among community members, but you're welcome to invite new people into the community.
Yes, that's a great point. Thanks, Rich, for that. So now we're going to go to the poll results. If you hadn't voted in the poll, it is pinned above. You have a few seconds to get up there and vote in the poll before
it's over.
Or it's over. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
2 hours.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, we're going a little late. All right. So what are the results, Christopher?
Okay, so the poll was, which movie characters would you replace with the heads of Mount Rushmore? And at last place with 11.1% of the vote, The Avengers. Third place is with 22.2% of the vote is the characters from Shrek. And tied for first place, this is the first time for first place, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Golden Girls, which is a late upset. Surprised about that.
What the fuck are we talking about? Where's Luke Skywalker? Come on.
That's a good idea. Should have done that.
I have a dragon and I'm not afraid to use her.
So I like the idea of a mix of the Golden Girls and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up on Mount Rushmore. I think that is actually the perfect representation of America.
It's the correct amount of brain rot. Yes.
It is now. It is now. Honestly, this country is fucked. We need to self-write it. In England, or Great Britain or United Kingdom, depending on your knowledge, we have the Royal Lifeboat Institution. We go out and save people at sea that are drowning. They go out, we're an island, and they do this shit. And I have to say that the insular knowledge that Americans have is really quite sad. So all I would say is, leave it as it is with the 4 founders and the 4 presidents that were really responsible for kind of taking 1776 and moving it forward. Leave them there and do not even bring that into conversation because it's dog shit.
All right,
Anyway.
I gotta correct your American history here.
I
a little
was
bit.
serious. I was serious, by the way.
Because
1776 is that not right? I don't know.
Because it is we do have George Washington and Thomas Jefferson who were there to free us from the tyranny of the king. But
the UK people.
Yeah,
the English.
UK,
No, it wasn't UK. It was the English at
English,
the time.
the English, the dreaded redcoats. But you know, we have up there Lincoln, who was around during the Civil War, so a little 60 years later, 70 years later. And then the 4th person there is Theodore Roosevelt. So he was, you know, around quite after, a little bit after Lincoln. So just a little history lesson for our friends across the pond.
Ground makers. Listen,
we don't want to change it. It's just a little bit of fun, you know. But we are going to be closing up the space, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Please follow the hosts and co-host up here on stage, and of the speakers up here right now. We've got some amazing speakers of great accounts to follow, so I do encourage you to follow them. Join us next Sunday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We usually go for about 2 hours. And then we also have a space on Wednesday afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we try and cover all the different time zones. So I hope you can join us for that one as well. And yes, thanks everybody for all the speakers that came up today. It was really a lot of fun. Do either of my co-hosts have anything they'd like to add before I close the space?
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you all. And Dory, thank you so much for coming up and talking. I really liked everything that you had to say, and you seem like such a wonderful person. Yeah, and thank you, Epion. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Alex, and Title Pending, Disco Papa, just Love Cloud, you know, Aura. We always love when you come up and chat with us. So yeah, Joe Pro AI, everybody, thank you all so much.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for an amazing space. It's always nice to have a foreign word in a foreign country. Do you get me? So thank you for that.
Have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you at the next space.